Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I hope you all doing best and highly favored. Hope you all feeling amazing. I'm feeling amazing. So why shouldn't you be feeling amazing? Alright. And be care to distribute my cars. Empower and courage right here. Bum, bum, bum. Alright. They'll be right there. So P.O. Box or mail address and I'll send them to you. Now today we're gonna be talking about a topic and it's a very frequent of how often we do it without us even noticing it. All right, so it's about number one. Not number one. The title: consequences of following traditions. Now, all of us, I used to follow traditions. I used to follow traditions. Worshiping the Lord. That's a tradition for many, but it wasn't a tradition for me. Because if I'm doing it for a tradition, I'm not doing it for the real reasons. And if I'm not worshiping God for the real reason, then it's all in vain. So if I was worshiping the Lord just because of tradition, the Lord wouldn't allow me. The Lord probably wouldn't allow me to go into heaven. Why? Because it's not from the heart. You're just doing it because somebody told you to do it. And when you're doing something because somebody told you to do it, instead of doing it out your own heart, it's different. All right. But number one, the curses remain on your generation. All right, you follow the tradition. It's gonna remain on your generation. That's gonna get passed on. For example, if I was to do the tradition of drinking and being drinking, all right, being drunk, smoking, getting high, being in violence for the rest of my life. Why? If I was to do that, I would be in my family's tradition. Why would I do that? Okay, sure they might have got more money. Okay, sure drinking might feel pleasant. It might feel pleasant. I'm pretty sure it does still because I used to drink. I know it feels pleasant. But I'm so disciplined in the spirit that I'm not going to do that. Not going to get drunk no more. I don't believe I'm even going to drink wine no more. I haven't drunk it in I don't know how long. I don't know how long it's been since I've drunk it. It's been before the summertime. So with that being said, if you remove yourself from the way that your family's tradition or even your ancestors' tradition, then you will be able to rebuke rebuke the curses that were meant for you. Like come on, the families were put in certain places for certain reasons to make it merely impossible for them to escape the reality. And so they give you government funds. They give you government funds to be like, all right, here you go. I'm sorry for the way you're living. Let me give you some funds. But really, in reality, their people before them did that on purpose. So really, they manipulating your mind. And then sad because some of us take it. Some of us take the money. Oh, here you go. Here's some government funds. Nigga, what? Nothing is free in life. Nothing is free in life. It's either you pay with your life or you have to pay material wise. Like I don't get why people say, oh I wanna break the tradition, but yet you're still doing the things that cause most of the traditions. And if the traditions were caused, let's say, protect themselves against white people, well, not white people, against the bad ones, or anybody who was an opposition during the ancestry times. So yes, I'd say the slave masters, or after the slave masters, or they have to keep things hidden. We don't have to keep things hidden no more. We don't have to hide things anymore. Y'all still scared? They were only scared because they had a family, and and the civil rights were not there just yet. So, in order to stay alive and be able to provide for the family, they had to hide things. and they had to move with precaution. But we have it so good that we have these rights to speak up, and we have the rights to change. Y'all using drinking to cope with the pain? I did that too, but it's going to get to a time where it's going to get old. You know it's getting old. You just don't want to admit it. That's one of the things about life. You don't want to admit. If you do not want to admit or have accountability over your life, then all I can simply say is you are going to be stuck there forever. Forever. Hold on a second. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me move this out the way because it's shining all in the glasses. Let me try this. It's not gonna work out, but y'all get what I'm saying. Let me try it like this. Let me just take let me just take the glasses off. All right. Number 2, you want to inflict curses on your children. If you keep certain traditions, those turn into curses. Traditions are curses. All right, they're just curses in disguise. Think about it. Come on, think about it. Curses. I mean, traditions are just curses in disguise. Oh, the tradition. You grab anything in the house and whoop they behind. You drink, you smoke. Okay, then your children are gonna think that it's okay to do. So let me just drink in front of my children. Let me smoke in front of my children. And if they do it, I'm going to get highly pissed at them. Since I'm such a good father, I'm such a good mother, I don't think they should pass by the drinking. I don't think I should pass by the smoking. You a darn lie. You passing it down to them. Then people or y'all, guardians or parents, get upset when the child do it. Okay, I understand my bad. I understand you want to get upset, but you're doing the same thing. And so when you were the one who carried them in the womb, or if you're the one that provided the seed for the woman to carry the child, and you afflicted on the child, what do you think? Monkey see, monkey do. Like my mama used to say in a joking way with her driving. She used to say, what she say? Don't take my bad habits. But it's hard not to take the bad habits. It's literally your flesh that wants to take the bad habits. Stop trying to follow tradition. And salute to the ones, because not following a tradition can be hard. It can be hard, especially if it's satisfying. It was satisfying with drugs and alcohol and music. It was so satisfying to my flesh. But I had to tell it stop. It was controlling me. I'm supposed to be the one controlling it. So salute to the ones like me who broke away from that stuff, who created a nice path. So when they have children, or if they have children before the child grew up, they disciplined themselves to not do that. I'm so grateful for people like that who changed because of their child. Not did less of it because of the child, but they changed completely because of the child. Number 3, you can prevent them from happening. Like, that is so serious. You can prevent them from happening. There's not a way that you cannot, I don't know how to say it, that you cannot not prevent them from happening. That is impossible. You can prevent anything from happening. If you got abused, if you got manipulated, if you got talked down on in your house, in your childhood, it's up to you. If you want to let your child go through the same thing. If you were broke in poverty and you didn't have a silver spoon, and it is your choice if you want to blow your money on yourself and allow your children to go into poverty. You could be born in circumstances, but it's up to you if you take on them circumstances. I was manipulated when I was a child. But therefore, I'm not going to take it to my children and be like, oh, I was talked to like this. I was hit like this. I was beat like this. Okay, I'm going to take it to you. Why? Because it happened to me. What the heck? I hear so many people saying that. What? That's bringing the sanctuary. I mean, it's funny to... I'm laughing because it sounds so dumb. You want to take it... Oh, this is how I was raised, so I'm going to do it to my children. I beg your pardon if you don't get some of my therapy that I have. If you do not get some of my therapy that I have, the mentoring that I do, because that is not how you're supposed to do it. That is not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to make it better for your children. Supposed to make it better. If you can't make it better yourself, then try to better the children. Because if you try to better the children before you better yourself, you won't be into the best. You won't be the best of yourself when it comes to parenting or being a guardian until you learn to better yourself. You can't better the child because you can't better the child before you better yourself, because the child is looking at a reflection of you, because children are a reflection of how we are. So if a child is a bad man, if a child got an attitude, you got to think about the parents. And you got to think about their environment. All right. That's all I really got to say. That's all I really got to say. I'm not even trying to attack anybody. It doesn't have to be a parent. It could be a guardian. It doesn't have to be a guardian. It could be a role model. It don't have to be a role model. It could be a brother or a sister. It's all types of categories. You get consequences for acting in traditions. Don't you see, like, the people? It started from the Israelites. It started from the first Israelites, and it kept going. It kept going. They kept on worshiping Baal. However they say it, Baal. I don't know. They kept on worshiping that goddamn golden calf. That golden calf. What? From generation to generation. Because they follow tradition. You saw what happened to them. God wiped them clean. Eventually, he wiped them clean because he got so tired of it, and he started giving them so many chances. And that, if we keep up these traditions, that's what the Lord's gonna do to us. He's just gonna wipe us out. That doesn't mean he's a bad God. That just means he's tired of our wreckings, of our chaos, of our manipulation, of our abuse, over the rape, over the assault, over the gun violence, over murder, over everything. The Lord's just gonna wipe us all out. I'm saying us because I don't wanna put myself higher than y'all. So this is why I'm saying us, because I know I do not do any of those things. But me being humble, I'm lowering myself to everybody else. So with that being said, he's gonna wipe every one of us out. He's gonna wipe us out. Not saying he's a bad God, but he's gonna wipe us out because we don't learn from our mistakes. We don't learn from previous traditions. We want to carry the traditions, and we keep tradition because we don't want to be talked about. We don't want to be different. We don't want our mother and father to talk about. I could care less if my mother or father talked about me. I'm changing everything. No. I could take your good values. I could take your good morals. I'm leaving behind everything else that you pride and loved. No, I can't be immature like that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be petty. Not going to be immature. I'm sorry. I cannot. Because being prideful and petty are the worst two P's in the world. Pride and petty. You want to be prideful because somebody hurts your ego. You want to be prideful because you're so high up in your ego, and you want to be petty because you're trying to do people like how they did you, or you making the next person deal with it. But in reality, you will lose that person, and you will hurt your feelings even more for trying to be prideful or petty. And those are two generational things too. Being prideful and being petty. That's why every day I work on my pride, and I am not, and I have pride, but I could not say that I am petty. All right, we're gonna work it out. And if my one of my siblings, if me and my siblings get into an argument and they want to be petty, they want to be prideful, okay, I'll let them be prideful and I'll be off in the distance. Then when they want to talk to me out of their immatureness, then I'll talk to them. If my lady want to do the same thing, same reaction. If my other family members want to do the same thing, same reaction. Nobody gets a different reaction. If I'm silent, there's a difference between being silent and being petty. Cause being silent because I'm not gonna let you get a reaction out of me. Cause I know you want to get a reaction out of me. Cause many people want to see you get out of character. They want to see you get out of character. That's all they want to do. And the enemy's waiting for you to get out of the character. He's like, oh yeah, you about to spill it. Oh yeah, betray God for a minute. Yeah, let the flesh take over. I know y'all feel that type of way. Cause trust me, I want to get out of character so many times. But if I get out of character, what is that going to do for my soul? It's gonna help my future children. It's gonna help my any of my children. It's gonna help my brother. It's gonna help my sister. It's gonna help my nieces, my nephews, my cousin. Who else is it going to help for me to get angry? That's why I did a no anger journal. 4 out of 21 days I got angry. I had an 80 percentile. I was glad for that. Because majority of those days I really wanted to get out of character. But I disciplined myself and said, no, it's not even worth it. Because what do you get out of being angry is nothing but the flesh. That's the flesh just wanting to come. Oh yeah, come on. Come on. Yeah, you know you want to say it. Ooh, you know you want to give them the business. Come on. Come on, give it to them. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Your mama get you upset. Don't do it. Guys, if your father gets you upset, don't do it. If your loved one gets you upset, don't do it. But don't silence them to the fact where they feel like they're nothing. And if they feel like nothing because they can't get inside your head, then you let them feel like nothing. But until then, you could remain silent, but don't do it to the fact where the person feel like nothing. Yes, they have they have value as well, but don't do it to the fact where they feel like nothing. But if all they're trying to do is override your brain and just get a reaction out of you, then stay silent, because silence messes up a lot of people. I'm not even trying to say it as a weapon. But sometimes you just gotta be still. You just gotta be like, you just gotta gather your thoughts like, Heavenly Father. You just gotta be like this. And cause by the time you get home, by the time you get some alone time, you're not even worried about the thing anymore because you've been so silent. Alright. That's all I really gotta say, guys. Thank you to everybody who congratulated on me on my baptism. I really thank y'all. It was a big step for me. It was December 5th, 2021, where I got baptized. I'll see y'all later. Hope you have a blessed day. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. If you want to distribute my cards, accept to your PO box or mail address. And I will see y'all later in the next video. Bye bye.